Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Professional Insights podcast. I dive deep into the world of professional development, leadership, and the continuous learning. And no doubt, I'm your host, Mohsin Zaidi, and I'm excited to embark on this educational journey. My podcast is specifically designed to cater to the professionals like you who strive for growth, success, and excellence in their respective fields. Each episode, I will bring you insightful conversations with industry experts, thought leaders, and experienced professionals from various domains. In today's fast paced and ever evolving world, staying ahead of the curve is vital. The Professional Insights podcast aims to provide you with the knowledge, strategies, and tools necessary to thrive in your professional life. I will cover a wide range of topics, including leadership skills, effective communication, time management, career advancement, personal brandings, and many, many more. So, my goal is not just to inform, but to inspire. I believe that education is the foundation for success, and by sharing the experiences and the wisdom of our guests, we hope to empower you to reach new heights in your career. You can expect our diverse lineup of guests, ranging from CEOs and entrepreneurs to renowned authors, experts in their respective fields, and they will share their unique perspectives, insights, and actionable advices, enabling you to unlock your full potential. Whether you are a young professional just starting out, a seasoned veteran looking to expand your horizons, the Professional Insights podcast is here to support you every step of the way. Join us on this exciting journey of discovery, growth, and lifelong learning. Make sure to subscribe to my podcast on your favorite platform. Join me on the YouTube, on the LinkedIn, so you never miss any episode. And remember, knowledge is power, and together we can elevate the professional world. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum, and a very warm welcome to everybody listening to us right now. And we are here with another episode for you guest today. And who is our guest? Let me introduce. He is a reputable problem solver with an exceptional commitment to quality, Lean Six Sigma, the Agile principle, and the continuous improvement with a proven and a demonstrable track record in the identification and the implementation of the process improvement across the manufacturing, assembly, quality, and operational excellence geographics. Fully conversant with an extensive knowledge base and what are the key skills he got: the quality, the continuous improvement, and the Lean Six Sigma leadership, and the problem solving. And today we are going to discuss with him about the problem solving techniques, problem solving, the resolution to root cause, and the root cause analysis. Prince 2 Agile principle, wow, amazing, in the project management, business management systems, and business operating systems, quality management systems, and business improvement systems, and the internal business systems, and the process auditing, and a lot more. So we have none other than with us, Steven. Hello, Mr. Steven. How are you doing today?
I'm very well, Mohsin. Thank you for having me again. I enjoyed our last meeting, and very much looking forward to this one.
Well, thank you so much, very much for joining me again. When I started my podcast series, you were the very first person to whom I interviewed. And, on the YouTube channel, you are the most viewed person on the YouTube channel. So I hope so the people will again viewed you a lot, right?
Oh, brilliant. That's really nice to hear. Thank you.
By the way, thank you so very much for joining into us and giving us your precious time. Pleasure talking to you always. So just tell me how the economic situations all over, in the world, how you see the recession, why everybody is resigning from their jobs. What is the, situation behind this all stuff? What do you say about it?
I think I think it's very much like so a lot of businesses are worried at the moment because especially in the UK there is a massive skills shortage, especially after UK leaving the EU. And we've got a massive skills shortage at the moment.
We call it Brexit. We call it Brexit.
Yes, yes, yeah. After Brexit, you're absolutely right. And there's a lot of training that's going on. So
right.
I'm involved in that myself, reskilling, retraining, and upskilling, up training. So just to, I think a lot of the time we have to invest in our people rather than look elsewhere. Let's value the people we've got and invest further in them.
Yeah, no, definitely, you are very right that we have to invest. The human resource is the best resource we have right now, and we have to spend on our human resource as well. So, do you think that we will get again a good time? We will again going to come in the near future. What do you say about it?
Absolutely, I think it will come. I think at the moment people are too focused on electrification of vehicles, for instance. I think they're allowing that to blinker them rather than say why do we need to completely replace everything? We don't, and it doesn't have to be done overnight. We've got all the OEMs racing each other to bring out extenders on the electric vehicles and things like that. But I think rather than do that,
okay, so you talked about electrical vehicles. So what do you think? What is sustainability? What is the clean energy? What is according to you? What is the definition of sustainability? What is the clean energy? Do you think that every person on this planet Earth they can go to the clean energy? What do you say about it, Mr. Steven?
I think it's very difficult. I think it's almost like trying to boil the ocean, if you understand what I'm saying, rather than taking it one saucepan at a time. I think, and I think that's where the panic is at the moment. I think that globally we're trying to boil the ocean rather than boiling one saucepan of water at a time, and it's strange because even though we are a huge globe and everything else, we're not that big because a lot of us think the same and a lot of us want the same outcomes and the same goals, and we all want the best for each other. So isn't it about time that we kind of like sat down and broke bread together?
Yeah, exactly. And Mr. Steven, I was reading somewhere that 2050 they are going to the 2 degree is the climate change temperature. They want to minimize it to the 0 degree or 1.5 Kelvin. So till 2050 they want a World Economic Forum. They want to minimize it to 1.5 or to 1 degree centigrade, because they think that the Earth's temperature is really getting higher and higher. What I believe myself, the sustainability is a quite good issue, but there is a very little awareness regarding the sustainability all over the world. We have to make sure that every person should know about the importance of the sustainability, how he can save the planet, what he or she can do to save this planet for the betterment of the coming generations. So this is very important from my point of view, what I believe.
Yeah, it's like what we were saying earlier on. It's about learning, isn't it? It's about that education, and I think it stems back to communication, and making it clear, making it understandable, rather than making it too technical. Because a lot of people don't understand it because it's too technical for them.
Okay, exactly. Okay, Mr. Steven, just tell me. Last time we discussed about Lean Six Sigma. Today we were going to talk about. Let's start from the quality. Then we go to the Six Sigma. Then we go to the problem solving step by step. What do you
Okay.
think about? So, what do you think? What is quality and how we can improve the quality? Because there are a lot of people who they don't believe in the word called quality. They don't believe in the word that total quality management. So, how we can convince them that what is quality? How we can convince them that quality is very important? Like the Japanese in 1960s or in the 1970s, they just believed that there is a some word called quality, and the Americans, they followed them. So there are a lot of people they don't believe in the word quality. So how we can convince them and what is quality according to your perception?
So I think quality is all about value for money. So there's two types of quality within a business. So you've got quality control and quality assurance. So until you control your quality, you can't provide that assurance to your customer and to yourself. Anytime that there's a cost of poor quality is a loss to the business. And it's not just a loss to the business for the customer, it's a loss to the business, to the branding of the reputation. And there are companies that get around that by spending more and more money in customer service. For instance, like Tesla, as we all
on
know,
on the warranties and the guarantees, right?
Yeah, but it's no good. It's no good selling something knowing it's going to fail, because that was something I was going to say. Because it's understanding the problem but understanding the failure, and that comes within quality, I think. But quality is everybody's responsibility. It's not just the quality department's responsibility, because it's important as well that within quality there's that quality ownership. So, for instance, in manufacturing production, it's their processes that result in the failures, and
Exactly.
they own those processes. It's not the quality department. But we have, so for instance, within a business, your quality control really should come from your quality engineering, and your quality assurance should come from your quality operations, which are the people that look after your quality management systems.
Exactly, you're very true. Because I was reading a book called "Quality is Free," and the second version of that book was "Quality is Still Free."
Yes. I like that.
So, in the previous times, the people were they keep on, thinking that quality is all about, the shop floor. It's not about the front desk offices, but the quality assurance department told everybody that it's a task of every single person working or operating, whether in an organization, whether they are manufacturing, or whether they are providing the services. So it's a complete knowledge. So what quality assurance is, the cost of good quality and the cost of bad quality, as you told us, Mr. Steven. And cost of bad quality, what I believe is that if we produce same thing the other time, for example, the cost of good quality is that we are producing a thing the very first time. If it's okay, then we call the cost of good quality. If we are unable to produce it okay for the first time, and we have to rework it and we have to repair it, then we will call the cost of the bad quality, the bad quality. So we have to repair, and if we will 110 100 rule, it's a called 110 100 rule, because if the product goes to the customer, then we have to pay a lot to get it back to the company, and repair it again as well. So this is a very
Yeah.
important. This is very important thing which you told us. So now, just tell me, what is lean? How we can reduce the waste? What is Lean?
So, yeah, absolutely. So within a business, we'll get people working. We'll get people within those processes. And a lot of people will always say, I work too hard, I work too hard, I work too hard. But if somebody's working at 100% efficiency, that's not efficient. Somebody working at 70% efficiency is their optimal efficiency, if you like. So what we would do in the world of Lean, we would put in another person. So we would introduce another process within the state of a person, and that could be as simple as a human Kanban.
Okay.
And that would take away a lot of the pressure on the other person, because the minute the pressure builds, quality goes out the window. We know that. So as soon as that happens, kind of like just get it done, and and quality will deal with that. Where actually it doesn't work like that, as we know, and that's where the company then will start losing money, because the minute you rework something, you're losing money on it. You may as well scrap it. It'll be cheaper for you to scrap it than to rework it.
Exactly, I'm getting you. Well, exactly, you are very, very true. Mr. Steven, my next question is, what is Six Sigma? When I don't know about the Six Sigma, I was like, Sigma is something bad. I was like, when I heard the word Sigma, I used to say, oh, it's something bad. Sigma is, in our country, Sigma, we used to call Sigma related to something bad. But when it came to, when it came to new, it's called variation in the processes. So just explain briefly what is Six Sigma.
Okay, so Sigma's data. It's measured data. So a lot of it is numbers. A lot of it is numbers within tolerances, within drawings, so on and so forth. And then then the Six Sigma element comes into it. Is your demaker, which is your project manager.
Okay. So every Six Sigma project is a project management.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So demake. So demake is a project management tool. It's a process.
The one is the demake, and the other one is DMADV.
Yes, that's right. But we normally use demaker, but demaker now is kind of like where you look at it, it can take months and months and months. So we would use demake really for Six Sigma should really come product introduction, new product launch. The product is launched.
Okay.
And there's an escape. That's where we must look at more Lean to remove that mistake. And with Lean, we would use a tool like an A3 problem-solving tools.
Oh yeah, we will definitely come to the A3. Mr. Steven, just tell me one thing. It's my personal experience, and I'm sure that this podcast will help a lot of people who will be watching us in the future. Just tell me why a lot of people getting certification in the Lean Six Sigma, but they don't know anything. Like you know a lot of things. I know a lot of things. There are a lot of people who in our country who are just getting the certifications of the Six Sigma, but they don't know anything. Why it's so? Because I was just discussing with some person that there are some certifications whose origins are from UK, like NIBOSH, like IOSH, like International Lean Six Sigma. They are certificate IRCA, CQI. They are all certification bodies whose origins are from the UK. So, is there any, is a way how we can say that this person, like you are the samurai, black belt, you have a deep experience regarding Six Sigma, but there are a lot of people who are getting the Six Sigma certification without knowing anything. What do you say about this, man?
I think it's sad.
It's sad.
It breaks my heart. It breaks my heart because a lot of people, they get the certifications, they get the qualifications, and they do their project, they complete their project, and they pass, and they get awarded that qualification, whatever belt that is. But then what happens is the business that they work for doesn't utilize them, because it's kind of like, so within a business, if you've got, for instance, some master black belts and some black belts, for me, they should always be working within your new product introduction team. They should be leading that team.
Exactly.
That's what they should be doing. And then what you've got then is your green belts and your yellow belts. They should then be looking at cost reduction. So they should be, doing Gemba walks. They should be doing auditing, process auditing, product audits, and look at the value stream mapping, conducting Kaizen events, and they should also be passing their knowledge on to the next generation as well, so that the business understands that they are truly running lean. And lean doesn't mean with the minimum amounts of heads for the maximum amount of output. It means zero cost of poor quality. That's
exactly. You're very right.
100%. Because people have asked me in the past, I want you to bring lean in. Come to my business, have a look and put some lean in. And the first thing they do is they sit me down with the HR director and they say, right, these are our employees, who can we get rid of? And I say, beg your pardon? That's not what lean is about.
Exactly, this is not what about lean is.
And I often say this, and I sometimes joke about it, but sometimes I'm serious about it. Too many people use Google.
I know a lot of people can use AI as well.
Yeah, that's a worry as well.
Okay, Mr. Steven, just tell me. So I just got the answer from you. Now we can go to the problem solving. How a Lean Six Sigma expert will got expertise in the problem solving? Like, what are the different steps? And let's go to the data collection. How they will collect the data? How he can believe the data is correct? How we can understand? Yeah. We can't.
You can't. So for me, you have to go look see. You have to go and look at the process. You have to understand the process. And I say to a lot of people, first of all, you've got to understand the problem. So what is the problem statement?
Okay.
And then is it a problem or is it a failure?
Okay.
Because I always,
great.
Yeah. And then what I also say to people as well, in problem solving, people often mention the root cause, which is the root as in the root of the tree. But I say to them, before you consider that, you've got to look at the root as in the journey. How did this escape? How did it get to where it failed?
Okay.
And then how did it get out? How did it get out the door? And that's where you look at, that's where you should be looking towards your yellow belts and your green belts to say, tell me where in the value stream there is a gap.
Okay.
We need to find that gap in the value stream to how it happened, and we can, as a business, I was talking to somebody earlier on this afternoon about this, because they were saying that it should be problem solving should be standardized. And And I did disagree with them. I said, because then you're restricting your investigations, and you should never do that. You should never, you should look at making it. Don't make it too complicated. Use the system that works.
Make it simple.
Yeah, make it absolutely simple. So, for instance, somebody said to me, so somebody I was talking to this afternoon earlier on before I was talking with you, I said to them, what about looking at your cause and effect, and then your 5 whys?
5 whys.
And then that's exactly, for me, you will get a single truth. If you get more than one version of the truth, then you can do your error mistake proof verification audits.
Okay.
To make sure that you go 31 days clear.
Okay. So, Mr. Steven, please stop here. So, what are the steps? What are the methods or the techniques? We will list them down. A3.
Brainstorming, cross-functional team.
Yeah, and the diagram. There is a kind of the diagram as well. Spaghetti diagram or what?
We would probably use Ishikawa
fishbone diagram.
Yeah, Ishikawa fishbone, which gives us the cause and effect.
Cause and effect, exactly.
And then those causes and effects can then go into our 5 whys.
That is a good way, yeah.
Yeah, we can then come out of those 5 whys. We can look at those becauses. We can understand what different root causes and root, which is the root of the tree and the root of the journey. We can then investigate those by looking at our error mistake proof, by looking at our layered process auditing.
So what I can learn that a person who is investigating is having an expertise in the process, in the data collection, in the data analysis, and after all this stuff, in controlling the whole scenario. That will be the lead of the team.
Yes, that will be the project owner, the project leader, but the project leader cannot be the project sponsor.
Exactly. Money.
Yes, absolutely. Your eyes are wide open, aren't they?
Yes, the sponsor is totally different from the lead, and the lead is just a employee of the sponsor.
Yeah. So they have to be. Yeah. So it's the accountability.
Exactly.
So the sponsor will be the informed person. If we look at it as a racy chart, they would be the informed person, but they would also be, their responsibility as an informed person would be to make sure that the problem resolution or the failure resolution is sought.
Exactly.
To make absolutely has to be 100% so that no repeat failures, because repeat failures in quality is something
never acceptable. They will increase the cost of the project. Yeah, they will increase the cost of the project.
Yeah,
okay,
we don't accept.
Okay, Mr. Steven, I really want to ask you, because you are senior to me and you know a lot of things, better than me. I think I know a lot of things, but I think you know a lot of things better than me. I personally think what I believe. We are living in the underdeveloped countries. Like I'm living in the Pakistan. Here we are. I have I'm trying to develop a team of the professionals who know about the Lean Six Sigmas.
Yeah.
But here we don't know the projects. Just give me one example of the project, so that our viewers can understand what is Lean Six Sigma. For example, you have reduced the cost by problem solving up to these pounds, So just give me an example. Like, for example, in the past or in the current scenario, just elaborate with an example.
It can be about eliminating waste.
All right.
So, for instance, where you work, you probably print stuff off. So you know where you've got documents on your computer, and you print them off on a printer. Yeah. The way that you can reduce those costs and reduce that waste, because it's an environmental impact as well, you could introduce digital screens.
Okay. Go green. Go green.
Yeah, go green. Go absolutely. And that will save the company a lot of money, and also will help with your environmental scoring. There are also other things, rather than using company mobile phones to alert people, you could use radio walkie-talkies, which is a fraction of the cost. So within the business, remove company mobile phones and put in radio walkie-talkies, and it will save the company a lot of money rather than paying for all those mobile phones.
You are saying that we should implement Teamwood. Teamwood is Teamwood. Teamwood is a word. T for transport. I for inventory.
Yeah.
And these are
information. Yeah.
The word is the Teamwood.
But Tim Woods has an S on the end for skills.
Oh,
because we have to. There are 8 wastes. There's not 7 wastes. There's 8 wastes.
Okay.
And the 8th waste is the S for skills. We have to train our people. We have to make sure that they can identify the reason why they do what they do.
But here, Mr. Steven, we are not, we are not trained over, human resource here in Pakistan. We think that if we will, train them, they will go to the next industry and they will leave us and they will get a training from the company. This is the idea here in the underdeveloped countries.
Yes. It's the same here. It's the same. It's the same here, Mohsin. It's the same here. But I say to people at the end of the day, if you train them and they leave, ask yourself, why are they leaving?
Okay.
Why are they leaving? Because it's not because you're not training them. It's for another reason. A lot of the time, and we have to be honest, a lot of the time, people do chase the money. So why are they going to your competitors?
Exactly. Exactly.
Because I always say to people, there are people in the world that are brilliant at what they do. And I always say to people, do you want that person to work for your competitors? And they go, well. I say, do you know what could be worse? That they go and work for your customer.
Mr. Steven, just tell me one thing. You are very true. Just tell me, why we don't have behavioral psychologists in the companies. What I believe, the GM of a company, the director of a company, he or she should have a psychology degree. They don't even think. I was reading in a book of psychology that higher you go, the lesser you have the emotional intelligence you have. I mean, why they don't have that? Why they don't have emotional intelligence when you are going higher and higher and higher? People leave because they are underestimated, because nobody understands them. They are not leaving because of the money. They are leaving because they are misunderstood by the top management, and they are not being received that respect as they want. So
a lot of the time, to be honest with you, a lot of the time the top management have no idea what's going on because the middle management protect them from it.
Exactly. Exactly.
I was going to talk about the single truths. We look at Lean and Lean Six Sigma. We always talk about single truth and single truths. And that is also true about headcount retention, because a lot of the time the top management have no idea what's happening on the shop floor, because the shop floor management protect them from it.
Exactly. But how we can minimize? How we can minimize? Is there any way to minimize it?
Yes, I think the way to minimize and to remove it is to adopt the lean agile principles, and to have more of a flatter structure within a business, rather than having layers upon layers of management and things like that. Because the only reason there are layers upon layers is to protect the people at the top. That's why they put it in.
Mr. Steven. Yeah, there are a lot of people. There are a lot of people who are, because of these politics, they are turning towards the training sessions. They are becoming the trainers. They are becoming the motivation speakers, because they don't think that they can exist in this political environment. Politics is very important for organization will move up, but the bad politics, there is a good politics and the bad politics as well. There is one thing called the favorism. When you know nothing about a person and you are saying that he's fantastic, he's fantabulous, he's great, and the one who is a hard worker, he is saying, what I can do, I am doing everything to please my boss. So suddenly what he do, he just leave the company by saying, I can't do anything more than this. So he goes to the competitors. There's no future. There's no promotional prospects for that person. And because of that, they sadly do leave. And it's a loss, to be honest. It's a loss for both parties. Exactly.
It's a loss to the business, but it's also a loss to the individual, because they've probably been there a long time and they probably know the processes very, very well.
Exactly.
And they've probably been part of the improvement of the processes in the past. You know what I mean?
You are very true, because when a new person will come, he will take about 6 months to 1 year to understand all the processes, to understand the whole management, how anybody's behaving. So, the old person, but what the management is seeking, they are saying, oh, that person is getting older, so I think we should remove him right now, because he knows a lot of things about the management. He knows, he's going to be tricky. So he will say, okay, we will fire him. But just making any excuse, they will say that, okay, fine, you're not doing so much good, so we are not needing you anymore. And suddenly HR manager will come into play and say that we are sorry, we are so this all happening in all over the world. So Steven. So tell me something that we are talking about, the problem solving. So A3, brainstorming. Yeah. What is the process? How we can gain results from the brainstorm? Because everybody is saying different things.
Yes. But we have one problem statement in the middle, and we know what the problem is or the failure is. So then we can ask people to brainstorm. We can get them all together in a room and get them to brainstorm and use their experience and their knowledge as to where they feel we should go and look. Where we should direct our investigations so it's in the best interest of time and cost.
Okay. So, Mr. Steven, there is something, another thing as well, that is the voice of the customer. We should take into the account about the voice of the customer as well.
Yes, absolutely.
So what the customer is saying.
And on-time delivery. But it's not just on-time delivery externally, it's on-time delivery internally. because the thing is as well, the way that we can make sure that we process our products or services properly is to let the customer, which is the next person, if you like, in the process, pull it from us, rather than us trying to push it onto them. Wait, they pull it when they're ready. We don't push it when we're ready. And that will keep that delivery on time every time.
Exactly. Mr. Steven, I'm sending you the invitation again. The time is getting over. I'm sending you the invitation again. Okay, for the right for 10 to 15 minutes, we will just finish it. Okay.
Okay.
I'm sending you the invitation again in your email. Okay.
Okay, and I'll see you in a minute. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That is
Meeting
amazing.
is
We are discussing amazing things. So, Mr. Steven, just tell me some real lifetime problem solving where you have cost saving about some money of the owner or the sponsor. Is there any real time example you have?
Yes. Just trying to think of. There's been a few. Yes, there was a company. I can't mention the name. There was a company that were producing a vehicle, and at the end of the build process, the vehicle goes through a test, which is known as a WAHA, which is wheel and headlight adjustment or alignment. Yeah.
All right.
The vehicles were failing this test, and because the vehicles were failing the test, they could not build any more vehicles, because any more vehicles that they built would fail the same test, and they didn't understand why they failed, while it was failing the test. So I was contacted and asked to have a look. I went in and had a look, and it was as simple as the tires, the wheels they were putting on the vehicles were underinflated. They didn't have enough air in the tires, so they wouldn't align up. The headlights wouldn't align up, and the tracking on the wheels couldn't be done because the tires weren't stable, because the air, the high, the PSI, the pounds per square inch of air.
Yeah. Here in Pakistan, we have the 30 psi pressure. We use the 30
yes.
psi.
Yeah, we use that mainly here. Yeah. And that was it was as simple as that. But by putting that in, by them investing in a machine that automatically checked it towards the end of the line, just before the vehicle gets its first fluid fill, if you like, because the vehicles have to go down the line dry. They can't have any oil, water, or fuel in them, whether it's petrol or diesel. They have to be dry because of the regulations. At the end of the line, they get the fluid fill. So the company invested in a machine that would test the tire pressures before it got to fluid, to make sure that it come off. And by doing that, it meant every vehicle that come off the end of the line was a saleable vehicle, rather than before they weren't saleable vehicles. So it saved them a lot of money for an investment of about £120,000.
Oh my God! So what did they give to you? They were happy with you that, Mr. Steven, you have saved a lot of money for us.
They just paid me what I asked them to pay me.
Okay, Mr. Steven, I just want to know. I really don't know that much about the Agile or the Prince 2, but I really want to know about what is Agile and what is Prince 2. I know the Prince 2 are set the principle, but I just want to ask you to brief something about the Agile and the Prince 2. What are they? What are these techniques?
Okay, so Agile is project management, and it comes from Prince 2. So Prince 2 Agile, which comes from Lean Agile, which comes from Lean Six Sigma. So it's basically a project management tool, and a lot of people misunderstand because they say that it needs to be flat. It needs to be about
If I'm not mistaken, Mr. Steven, one is waterfall and the one is agile.
That's right. That's right. So Prince 2 is more waterfall. But what it means is, is a lot of people believe that when you run sprints in Scrum, in Agile, that those sprints have to be at a set time. But what we can run is we can run a Scrumban, it's called, which is almost like a project Kanban, and that's what Lean Agile is. So we would run that as a project Kanban, so that then we can have multiple projects and we can manage those multiple projects. But because we're using user story points, we're not over allocating our capacity. So
sorry. So by the multiple projects, you mean the programs or the portfolios?
The continuous improvement projects. So if somebody for them, so say for instance within a business might say we need some training for projects, for problem solving, for instance. We would ask them, what do they look? What is their definition? What do they want in that definition for problem solving? And we would work with them on that. And then what we would do is we would give them the first iteration of it. They would look at it, be happy because it's within their definition of done their scope of work, which is what they asked for. And then further down the line, they may want to improve on it. They would come back to the Agile team, and the Agile team would then improve. But while the project is running in Agile, the customer has to adopt the Agile principles. So when we have meetings, we might have daily stand-up meetings, which is only 10 minutes, quick response meetings on how we're getting on and if there's any impediments in our way stopping us. We would discuss those and ask our Scrum Master or our product owner to remove those, to get that information if there was information required, so that the team, us within the team, can keep working on the project so that we don't stop.
Okay, got it. So just tell me, Mr. Steven, yeah, please carry on.
No, it's okay, you carry on.
Okay, I was asking you, did it happen sometimes that after the commissioning, commissioning means handing over the project to the customer or the outcome to the customer. So did it ever happen that, you face any problems or any failures when it goes to the manufacturing phase, or the operations phase? So do you people ever met such conditions in your life?
Sorry, can you ask the question again?
Well, I'm asking you again that, in the project phase, we complete the outcome and commissioned it and hand over it to the customer. And customer, for the mass production, they, use it in the organization for the operational purposes. So I'm just asking you, did it ever happen in your experience life that you handed over any project's outcome to a customer, but when it comes to the manufacturing phase, it got failure and it got some discrepancies, and the sponsor told you that just make it again or what, something like this?
Never.
I hope you understand. Never.
Yeah, never. Because what we would do is we would trial it. So we would do user acceptance testing. So before we hand it back to the customer,
from the third party.
Yes.
Third party.
Yes.
Yeah.
From a third party within the business, within the project team.
Okay.
We would conduct some user acceptance testing. We would conduct some trialing. We would look at we would look at our verifications to make sure that what we verify meets the customer requirement, so that we keep the customer happy and we keep the customer satisfied. If it failed and we needed to extend the project, we would talk to the customer and we would explain to the customer why the single version of the truth is to why we need to extend the project. If we had some failures, we would tell the customer, because that should reassure the customer that we are doing the best job we can.
Oh, that's great. Definitely, we will have to tell the truth to the customer.
Yes.
Mr. Steven, just tell me one thing that, what is the difference between, we are talking about the project management. I was talking to one of my guests few weeks back, and we were talking about the project management and the Google project management. There is one PMI and there is another Google project management. What do you think? What is the difference? Why Google has introduced its project management scenario? Is it for the non-professionals or what? I really couldn't, unable to understand.
I don't know. I think a lot of the time it's for more these small or medium enterprises. So it's for, it's more for your consultants, your project consultants, so that they can quite easily share it over various platforms, rather than having to pay for a software bolt-on, which a business wouldn't be able to do that because of the cost involved. And I think that's why a lot of the times they do use the Google project management tools.
Okay. Yeah, I really understand what you said. Just tell me, what is the future of AI? How do you think that like I'm a Lean Six Sigma expert, you are a Samurai expert. What is the future of the expertise we are providing to the companies? Because AI is providing everything. And, a lot of people in the UK or the European countries, they are using artificial intelligence much better than the underdeveloped countries. So how you will say, what is the future of trainers and, professionals like us in the industry?
You'll always, I think your AI is only as smart as the programmer. So it's only as good as the information that's put in it. And it's people like us that put the information in. But you will always get smart people. So you will always get smart people that will always try to cut corners. And it's people like you and I that can identify those corners that they will try to cut. And AI won't be able to stop them.
Exactly. Or what I believe that, Mr. Steven, that, we people will customize AI. AI is just like, we can use the AI to enhance or to increase our productivity. AI cannot damage, what I believe, AI cannot damage the experts like you and me, or all around the world, the expertise, the people are giving expertise to the industry. Because AI is just a tool, what I believe. So, But for example, a lot of people, they don't know how to use the AI. They don't know how to use the prompts in the AI. They don't know how to use this tool. So we have to customize them. AI doesn't know about the processes. So they have to, tell them about each and every aspect of the process of the product. Then they have to build the whole AI again, another software. So it will cost them more.
Where does it end? Where does it end?
So it won't help them more. So just tell me, for the newcomers, for the beginners, they want to establish the quality. I'm more emphasizing in Pakistan about the quality, because I think this is the fundamentals of all the departs, the quality depart. So, what do you suggest every freshers who want to be coming in the field of the quality, QA, QC? What do you suggest?
I always say this to people. Yeah, the importance of quality is that your customer could be your family.
No,
so if
amazing.
you are willing, if you are happy to sell this to your family, then you are successful within quality.
Wow, that's great. That's great. That's awesome. What I believe, Mr. Steven, that we are the quality people. That's why we're in the quality department. Because we are different. We have some qualities. That's why we are serving in the quality department.
Yes.
So, Mr. Steven, I know you have to leave somewhere, and it's player talking to you, and I have a lot more questions in my mind, but I know that now I know about the BST. Now your 7 p.m. going to be started within a few minutes, according to BST.
Yeah, it's now 7:15 at night here.
Yeah, and I hope so that I will catch you very soon with another subject. And thank you so very much. Honestly speaking, you always, when you come to my show, I always learn a lot of things. I teach people. I am a professor in a recognized university in Pakistan. I am student as well. I'm a manager as well. I'm a trainer as well. But I always learn a lot of things from you, Mr. Steven.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
It's my pleasure.
Thank
Anything you
you
want to say about my show, please, you can tell me. If you want to say anything about my show, about my podcast.
It's great. I think it's great. I think what you're doing is great, because what you're doing is you're sharing the knowledge and opening the eyes of people that need their eyes opening.
Thank you so very much. There is no doubt that we need to open the eyes of all the customers as well. Okay, Mr. Steven,
thank you very much.
pleasure talking to you, and hopefully we'll catch you soon in another exciting episode. Pleasure talking.
Lovely. Thank you, my friend.
Okay,
you take care.
Okay, bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.